All right, so I am sitting in my otherwise drained and empty pool. I've got about 1 inch or 2 in the deep end, so I'm going to consider this drained. So the pump is off. We are done. This is all just nasty and dried, just a kind of a, it's kind of dusty and just some dirt, some dried dirt in the bottom of this thing. We'll clean all that out when we do the complete acid wash of this pool. Now I'm going to go ahead and continue cutting the tile. I'm going to cut the bottom of the tile with my diamond blade, and then I'll be able to take those tiles out with a chisel and a hammer, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how we do that. It's not a difficult process, and it's actually pretty quick when it comes to the diamond blade cutting through that material. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's get dusty again. Here we go. Okay, so that's how fast it is to cut. We cut 1, 2, 3, 4 linear feet. So now we're going to chisel out from the top, and let's see how easy and how clean these tiles come out. There we go. All right, so then like I showed you before, then we're just gonna clean this up with the diamond blade. We'll get all that down to nothing, and we'll be able to put our new tile in on this spot. That's about as fast as it is. So what was that, maybe 4 or 5 minutes for, we'll go 1 minute per linear foot. We'll just go that route. So I probably have another hour or 2 hours of work. There we go. All right, I hope you're learning something. I'm learning something, I guarantee that. I'm learning as I go. So we just clean this up a little bit more. Let's see, actually, here's our tile. And since we cut further down, let's see how that works. That is perfect with the top of this. So that's the way I'm going to have to do this from now on. I'm going to have to cut below that tile line, and then the new ones will fit perfectly. Here we go. All right, let's keep this going. All right, that is one heck of a workout. My shoulders hurt just from swinging that stupid hammer. Okay, well, I'm just gonna keep on rocking and rolling. I'm trying to get all this cut. Once I get all this cut, what was just delivered, this is really cool. Let me show you this. So my neighbor stepped in and he let me borrow some tools. All right, so the tools just happened. Oh, let me wipe this. There we go. All right, so the tools that I have now are, this is really cool. So this is a laser mark. It's a LM30, and what you do is you set this thing up down here like this. You set it up on the steps, and you can adjust your line, and it will shoot a laser line against that far wall right over there. This line right here is going to have to be cut all the way around the pool until I get all the way to that other rock. Then once I finish that, then I'm going to have to chisel it all out, and it will effectively look like the rest of the pool with the line cut under the tile. And then my waterline tile is going to be 360 degrees on the perimeter of this pool. So this is going to be a great tool to use to be able to get that perfect line. So I think they use these things when they build pools, I think. I can imagine it's probably a pretty good tool to use. Oh, probably a pretty good tool to use to make sure you get a good straight cut. So anyway, that is where we are at this point. I'm going to go ahead and keep cutting away below tile, get some stuff removed. Let's knock it out. Let's go. Okay, game changer. Take 4 now. I think this is our 4th version of trying to get this mastic off. I borrowed another tool from yet another neighbor, and this is a DeWalt hammer drill, and it's got a little, maybe 1.5 inch little, I don't know, a little blade on there that's going to be able to take this mastic off pretty darn quick. I just did 3 little sections, maybe 1.5 feet, and it went off just like that. This stuff came off amazing. So check this out. All 3 of these were done really fast. So this is my new tool of choice here. It's a little hammer drill, and this is going to be what's going to save me throughout the rest of this mastic removal. And then tonight, I think I'm going to cut the rest of the Pebble Tech along the backside using the laser. It's really cool, and I can't wait to show you guys how this is going to function. Tested it out last night, and unfortunately I can't really do it during the day because the laser is not really that visible during the day, so I'm going to have to wait till dusk and then cut probably around dinner time or so is when the sun starts to go down. I'll just get out here and saw cut that really quick. So I'm gonna get to this so you can see how fast this mastic comes off. Let's get on it. All right. Keep slipping. That is not fun at all. This stuff's coming off super fast. All right. look at how fast that stuff came off. That is a game changer right there. So I'm just gonna keep going around and let's see what we can get done. All right. All right, it is going pretty fast. However, this is tiring. Holding up this, it's pretty heavy actually. It's not actually heavy until you have to hold it up for quite a while at a time. So I think I'm gonna go with a smaller blade. This one's about 1.25 inches. I'm gonna go with the smaller one and see what happens. Switch that out. All right. Be right back. So here we go. I got, this one's about exactly half the width. So we'll see what happens. This one looks like it's been dulled a little bit. Let's see. See if this changes the game. All right, let's see. I think taking smaller chunks is making a bigger impact. So I'm just gonna keep going with this smaller one and see what happens. So I think the other one's just too much blade. Keep going. All right, if anybody decides to do something like this, I say give it a shot. I think this is a lot of fun. Hi, dog. How are you? But I am having a ton of fun. Hey, the dogs love to help, don't you? You just like to bark, don't you? You just like to bark. All right, so yeah, as I was saying, give it a shot. Try the DIY world. It's actually fun and it's hard work. I'm not going to try to blow anything up your, anyway, it's a lot of fun. So despite the apparent tired look on my face right now, I'm having a blast. Let's keep going. Okay, so I think I only have, let's count this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5 linear feet of mastic to remove. That's all I have left. And then obviously I have to cut all this stuff. Once we get the laser going on this tonight, when it gets darker, then I'll be able to see it. So that is tiring right there. That is no lie. And I think it's going to be a really nice depth. I think I'm going to have enough room for the new tile and the mastic. At least I hope I do. So, boy, that is some tiring stuff. But with that jackhammer looking thing, that was a game changer. That was, what was that? I think that was take 4. I think take 1 was the little spinny little brush thing on the end of my drill. Failure number 1. Take 2, I think, was the hammer and the handheld chisel. That would have taken me eons. That would have worked. However, it would have taken me days probably to get that done. So I'm going to count that as a half failure, number 2. The third take, what was that? That was the diamond blade on the end of my 10-inch grinder. And although it was quick, it was probably one of the dustiest things I have done in a long time. So that one, I wouldn't say was a failure. I just think that there were better ways to get it done. So now, gosh, I hope you can hear me with that plane going overhead. So now with take number 4, with the hammer drill and the little chisel blade, I got that done really fast. So I think that was the success. Take 4 was a success. Anyway, like I was saying, this DIY thing it's hard work, but I would also say that it's very doable for most people. I think with the YouTube world and you can watch other people do it, you can ask questions, you can learn, and I think it's very doable for most people. You as well. Why not give it a shot? If you get involved in something and then you realize that, hey, I may have gotten into something a little bit too deep, then call somebody to help you out after the fact. But you might as well try. That's what I do all the time. So I got 4.5 feet left to do, and then I'm done with mastic removal. All right, let's get to it. I'm gonna throw this thing back on time lapse so you can see what's going on. Later. Okay, so we're done with the mastic removal, and we are now looking around at the massive chore of cleaning up all the tile and garbage in the bottom of the pool. So I'm probably gonna be done with any more grinding at this point and start doing some cleaning. So I'm gonna go get my big garbage can, bring it down here, and hopefully I don't overload it too much to where I can't get it back out of the pool. I don't know if there's that much in here. I don't think there's that much in here where it would be too heavy, but who knows? So one thing I did just do is I cleaned up, I got rid of those 2 rocks that were there, and I started cleaning up all the debris that's in the well for the future spillway, which is going to be about right here. So it's going to be a 2-foot copper spillway. It's going to be pretty cool looking. And that's going to be ordered here soon. And then that will go in probably in the next week or so. Hopefully week or so. I got all the mastic removal done right away because I want to start laying tile. I think I said before, the longer this PebbleTech sits in the sun, the worse it gets, and you have the propensity of, I guess you could say, degradation of the surface. And you know, it is it's like a plaster. It's like a plaster type, you know, concrete material that has a bunch of small, I guess, little pebbles. They call it PebbleTech, and you can kind of see how it's not smooth, because that's pebble sheen, I think is what they call it, where they take a grinder and they grind it smooth, so it looks like this, but it's perfectly smooth. We wanted a little bit of texture on the bottom of our pool, so we elected to go with this instead of the ground down smooth version. So we're going to leave it this way. I think we could probably have it ground down at this point, but I don't think we're going to do that. I like this. I like the way it feels. It feels like a giant loofah on your feet when you're walking around the pool. And we're going to go ahead and leave it alone. So the cleanup will commence. Let's get to it, and let's see what we can get done. See how this thing looks here. Let's go. You know that feeling you get when you just maybe put on a clean shirt or something, or maybe you get a haircut, maybe you wash your car and you think that your car performs better. Just doing that right there makes me feel so much better about the inside of the pool. So I'm gonna keep going, and even though it doesn't really look that much better to you, it feels pretty good to me. So it's a lot cleaner than it was before. I'm gonna keep going, because this is amazing. Now I gotta see if I can get that trash can out of here. Let's see. All right, here's where the perseverance starts. Dog. That's going to be a few loads, I think, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm going to keep going. All right, the sun is going down. It is after dinner, and I've been working on this edge a little bit, trying to clean up this edge so I could have a perfect spot between here and the top for our new tile. Because our new tile, as you remember, was slightly larger than the old tile that we pulled out. So now what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to cut the line on the back of the pool, and we're going to be using a laser system. Now, I showed a laser the other day. However, a different neighbor had another laser. It's pretty easy to use. It is a DeWalt DW087 laser check, I think is what it's called. So it's pretty cool. So this is it. And what you do is you put it on a tripod and you find your height, and then it'll go ahead and level itself on the inside. This is it's a pretty fine, I would say it's a pretty fine instrument, and it's going to be able to draw that line all the way from this spot right here all the way around to that spot by the other rock. So you can, I can see the line right now, but let's see here. Let me turn this around and see if you can see it here. Let's do this. I don't know if you can probably see that little red line right there. That's on the wall, and I just couldn't see any of that in the daylight. So now I'm going to be able to follow that line with the saw blade. And what that's going to do is that's going to bring the waterline tile even with all of that. It's going to be pretty cool. So I think I can see it enough, especially in the closer spots here. Without further ado, I'm going to start cutting. All right, here we go. Let's have some fun. That's pretty cool. So I'm pretty much on that line. So I haven't veered off very much. I'm gonna go ahead, when I finish this cut, I'm gonna take you over there and check it out a little bit closer with the camera. So I'm gonna keep going. It would be much easier if it was a little bit darker, but I think I'm doing okay. That feels like that cut is so low too. But it's only because this goes higher right here. So I'm just going to keep going. I keep losing it because I think there's so much. Dust in the air. I think the laser gets lost in that dust. Creates kind of a laser shadow. Anyway, here we go. Okay, all right, so this is amazing. You can see right where I ended up is right where I needed to end up, right there. So if I get down here, I don't know if you can even see that in there, there's a laser inside, there's a laser line inside that cut. Right there, it looks like I dropped. I was a little bit high on the cut. I can clean that up. Right there, the laser's inside the cut, all the way through here. That's a red glow inside the cut. That's pretty cool. I hope you guys can see that in there. That red glow is inside the cut. That is amazing. There's a really good spot right there where you can see it. All of this. Wow. Okay. So there we go. So I have marked out this entire side of the pool. It's the right side of the pool. Now I need to go and do the other side. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swing the laser level around just a little bit, so then we can get a really good cut over here too. Now here's the problem. Here is where we have the problem. When you look at what's gonna be the new water, the water feature, what we've got is this is now lower because we had all the old rocks in here, all these big monster rocks. And now the waterline tile is going to be here, way up in here for the bottom of that tile. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to somehow make another piece of tile to come down here. It'll be below waterline, so it's not like it's really going to matter. But wow. All right, let's keep going. This is fun. I like this. All right, I'm going to put you down and I'm going to keep cutting. Okay, let's take these out. I just finished the left side cut. Okay, well I didn't finish it. I scored it and then I'm gonna go back through. So if we look at this one, let me turn this around again and look at this. You can see the line is, I cut right on that line and that laser line is inside the cut. That is by far one of the most cool tools I think I have ever used. So you can really see now where that line is up top. So it's going to be a little bit higher than the than what we need to. This is all going to have to be remedied somewhere down here, just because it's going to be a little bit lower. But there we go. That is way cool. That is. Oh, looks like I would cut a little bit high on that side. That's going to be okay. All right, and then we ended up right there where we left off. Right there. All right. All right, that was fun. Well, I'm going to go ahead and clean this up a little bit more, and I'm going to call it a night, I do believe. And we'll be back at you soon with more stuff and more fun. All right. Peace out. Keep your DIY going. We'll talk at you later. Bye-bye.